It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so it's been a little bit of a slow week in boxing, and as a byproduct of that, I've been a little slow this weekend. But we're gonna rev it back up here on True School Sports. Lot to talk about in the sport of boxing right now. Let's talk about this, right? I find this interesting news, and truth be told, when it comes to the subject of big fights in boxing, and more specifically, big fights going to the Middle East, this may be a subject where I gotta really make multiple videos to drive this point home, because I do think we're at a very pivotal point in boxing where, you know, a large percentage of the power brokers in boxing, the promoters in boxing, they are bringing the fight to Saudi. You know, Turkey Al-Sheikh, Mr. Turkey Al-Sheikh out there in Saudi, he seems very hell-bent on bringing a lot of big-time boxing to Saudi Arabia. So we got that. You got the whole PBC on Amazon Prime thing going on. There's a lot going on right now, right? But, you know, the Bob father himself, Bob Arum, as you guys can see on the screen, he said that, you know, first he gave Gervonta Davis his credit, and he said that he's absolutely 100% ready to make the Shakur, Stevenson, Lomachenko, and Teofimo Lopez fights. But here's what Bob said verbatim. He stated the following, and I quote, "Tank Davis is an excellent fighter and a big attraction, so sure, we would like to match Stevenson, Lomachenko, and Lopez against Gervonta Davis and see how well they would do. I like our guys to win the fight. All three would beat Gervonta Davis. I really believe that, but that's why they do the fights, right?" So, you know, he said they're open to that. And then he said, basically, look, to get to really the main part, the meat and potatoes of what he was saying, he said, I quote, "The way the fights will probably happen is where everything is in the Saudis. They might decide to do the fight after Ramadan this summer and cut the checks to the fighters, and that ends any discussion of who gets what percentage. This stuff about a side and dictating terms, that's total, complete nonsense. Once you settle the money and work out the percentages, everything else is easy. Everything else is nonsense. But again, if we start talking A side and B side, then nothing happens. They just trade insults, and that's childish. That's why a lot of fights have happened, because people involved in the sport, sometimes even us, have been very childish, arguing about stuff that doesn't even matter." Now, funny enough, right? It's funny how crazy that Saudi money, that Arab money, man, it'll make even Bob Arum admit that he was immature. That's how crazy it is. But look, it's very interesting what's going to happen, right? Because I feel like one thing that's good about the Saudis, and I've kind of come around to them a little bit, is the fact that, you know, look, they don't boxing isn't their main source of income. They're a rich country. They don't mind losing money on the event. The event itself, the spectacle of the advertisement of Saudi Arabia is what they're really trying to do. They're trying to get people to see Saudi Arabia as an event location, an attraction, right? So they don't care about losing money, and they're not really into playing the whole A side, B side thing. And they're about making these fights happen because they want to advertise their country. So I'm on board. I'm on board with them only because of that reason. I'm on board with what Turkey Al-Sheikh has going on only because of the fact that there's no nonsense. There's no A side, B side. Now, on the flip side, when you talk about the subject of Gervonta Davis, now the guys like Devin and the guys like Tio, these guys are not box office attractions in the States. Tank is actually a box office attraction in the States. So when it comes to the subject of what they would need to pay him to go to Saudi, they would have to probably pony up a little bit more money, which I don't think will be an issue. So my thing is this: y'all already know with me, because I get the comments all the time. Some people say, "Oh, BT, you're a Tio hater, you're a Shakur hater, you're a Devin hater, you're a Tank hater." I've been called a hater of every fighter. You're a Ryan Garcia hater. I've been called a hater of every fighter from 135 to 140 who has a big name. And the truth be told is, I can't stand all of them. I think the lot of them, to use a British term, I think the lot of them, truth be told, have played a big role as to why boxing in this country is not what it once was. They all every day I go on Twitter, there's not a day that goes by where I don't hear Shakur arguing with Devin, or Devin arguing with Shakur, or Shakur arguing with Tio, or Devin arguing with Tio, and Ryan arguing. You know, you get it. You get the gist of it. So I would just like the Saudis to say, look, Here's 100 million for you. Here's how 20 million for you, 30 million for you, 30 million for you. Shut the hell up and make the fights. That's really where I'm at. I don't care about what Devin's telling Teo, what Teo's telling Devin, and who tried to make the fight and who was ducking. I've been hearing this bullshit for years. So my thing is this, and I'll talk more about this in other videos, but Turki Al-Sheikh has said, look, there's going to be discussions. He's going to reach out to himself to PBC, to Al Heyman, to the fine folks in there. And he wants to cut the checks and make these fights happen, because I had a chance to watch this interview a little bit, and he stated that the reason why a lot of these fights are happening so much is because he's a big boxing fan, and he wants to see these fights, and he had a lot of health problems, health scares in his life, and he wants to see these fights while he's still alive. And you know what? I'm with him. I'm with the man that they affectionately call His Excellency. All right, I'm with His Excellency. I want to see these damn fights before I die too. I'm a little younger than Mr. Turkey, but still, like, I want to see these damn fights too. So I'm not really in for the chit chat and who's the A side, who's the B side. Floyd Mayweather did a great job of fostering that whole culture. All these guys want to be Floyd now, but they don't want to be pretty boy. They want to be money, but they don't want to be pretty boy. So it's I'm hoping, I'm very intrigued to see, when them checks start being cut and that paperwork starts getting passed to the likes of the Tanks and the Teos and the Devins and the Ryans and the Shakurs, who really wants to fight? Who really wants to fight? Because the truth is, the Saudis and the Arab money and all the advertisement they want for their country, their ambition to gain a foothold in the sport of boxing, all that's going to be a big reason why I think a lot of these fights should happen. Now, whether or not these guys can get over their own selfish egos and actually make the fights happen, that's another story. But I do think within this calendar year, there will be legitimate offers made to all the guys at 35 and 40. So Bob Father's saying, look, that's the scenario he sees. We'll see how it goes. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about what Bob Arum said about the big fights at 140? Those big names, the guys like Tevin and Teo and Tank and Shakur. Can these fights get done? And can they get done inside? And will Al Heyman do biz with them? Because one thing about Al Heyman, Al's in PBC, generally speaking, if it's a guy that's high on the PBC priority list, like a Tank, okay, like a Deontay Wilder, like a lot of these guys, generally speaking, if they're in their prime and they're still earning potential there, they don't just allow these guys to go across the pond or across the street. They generally try to get things on their terms. And my thing is, with the Saudis, they don't care about none of that stuff. They just want to make the biggest events possible so they can advertise the country. So they're gonna pony up the money. And that eliminates all bullshit. So we're going to see in 2024 if Tank want to fight, if Devin want to fight, if Shakur want to fight, if Ryan want to fight, if Teo want to fight. We're going to find all that out this year. So I'm really excited about it. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.